Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, all appropriate ages, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, where you may be. Hope you're staying safe and healthy and indoors if necessary. So, I did initially say I wasn't going to give my opinion on the Railjack update or the Call of Tempestari update until I'd done all the new missions. I've done everything: Neptune, Pluto, Venus. Nothing really new there. Nothing there. That's the dry dock, obviously. I've got 3 left in Vel Proxima, and in all fairness, I've had enough. And let's go through why. Once again, this is my opinion based on my experience on PlayStation anyway. I don't know what it's like on Xbox. I don't know how it's running on PC at the moment. So let's just go through a few things. The quest. It was okay, but it was short as hell. It was really short, and I thought we were going to see more of Valor, and maybe we will in the future, and it was nice of them to let us get to grips with Sevagoth a little bit, but I'm not going to spoil anything for anyone that hasn't done the quest yet, but it is incredibly short. And that's all I've got to say about the quest, really. The ship itself, you know, it's nice and compact, easier to walk around in now, but I never had a problem with the old ship anyway. With people getting back into Railjack, you do have to kind of remind them where the turrets are. Because instead of being on the side, you've got the top one here and the bottom one here. And to exit the Railjack right here. But the old bug of turrets like not being in place so you can't really use them is, I've noticed it happen multiple times with this one. Not with this one that much, but this one I've not been able to use the turret because it's just been lying on the floor around here-ish. So that's the only bad thing I've got to say about the ship. And I'm liking the new skin, which you will get from the quest if you've done the quest. It just looks evil as hell. It's the best way to describe it. The crew.
Pinno on deck.
The majority of the time, they act accordingly. I've got them in assigned roles, and I actually got a pretty decent role on the crew that I could get at the time. I've got 2 with max level gunnery, one of them's got max endurance, the other one's got max repair, and I've got an engineer with max repair and max combat. So yeah, pretty solid role. But even if you assign them a role, sometimes they don't stick to those roles. Sometimes, like, they will leave their positions for no reason and either stand around and do nothing or try and pilot the ship, which is a pain in the ass, especially when you park it in a safe spot and you just have the gunners blasting the hell out of all the ships, but for some reason they just leave their posts randomly. So that could do with a patch. Now let's get on to why we need Railjack Revisited Part 2. The gameplay and how it feels and how it looks. The load times are almost double what they used to be. They have gotten so bad half the time I feel like the game's just crashed. When playing with a squad or when trying to play in general with other people, there's a lot of lag, quite a bit of screen tearing that wasn't there before. The glitch to pick up mods and resources, because they're not avionics anymore, they're mods now. Or like even component parts like new turrets, new shields. For whatever reason, when playing with a squad, the majority of the time, you don't collect them. They just stick to your body and follow you around for the rest of the mission. And on top of all that, it crashes, and it crashes in multiple ways. Either it takes too long to load and it says session unavailable, returning to main menu, or the host disconnects and you're just stuck in travelling through the void and you have to quit, or you'll try and load into a mission and you won't see anything out here. It will just be black emptiness, and sometimes it can just outright completely crash the game, and on PlayStation that is error code CE-34878-0. And I have sent off multiple reports where it's like, report the problem or suggested actions. The last one I put, game crash mid-mission, consistent issue. The only way you can kind of counteract the majority of these issues in terms of like the mod glitch is by playing solo, but you're still gonna every now and then run into the game crashing, the load times being crap, screen tear, and the ship turret not being where it should be, making it unusable. So this Railjack retrofit, from my experience, is as bad as when they first launched Railjack, because they brought back a bunch of the old bugs that came with it. In all fairness, I don't think it was properly tested before being put on console. I think it should have been delayed and thoroughly tested. There is no way anyone should have allowed this to go through in this state. It is back to being a broken mess. The best update Railjack ever had was Railjack Revisited Part 1. Digital Extremes, we really need Railjack Revisited Part 2 to be a thing. Because right now, it is just a pain in the arse to try and get through a mission successfully without any issues causing any interference. You've gone backwards in progress with Railjack, essentially. I've just been trying to go through the mission as quickly as possible. I'm not even going to bother trying to collect the Epitaph or Sevagoth or the Carmine Penta or the Nautilus. I'm not trying to do any of those yet, and I don't think I will do for quite some time, just because of how broken it can be in both squads and solo. It should have been delayed and tested more thoroughly. And that's my opinion on the matter. If you've had a similar one, or if you've had any weird bugs or glitches or crashes that I've not experienced yet, let me know, and I shall see you all later.